made this video with any plan, any structure. It's really whatever comes and whatever is off the riff. As I've been moving forward and trying to better myself as well as my business, it's only been hard when I've made it seem difficult. And when I say that, I mean things like if I want to create a piece of content, a lot of the time I make it hard by going, oh, well, either I don't want to do that or I don't know what I'm doing. There's simple shit that just, it sets you back and it makes you go, well, if I really wanted to do this, if I really wanted this better life for myself, if I can't even do the bare minimum of at least posting, then I'm essentially fucked. That's something I've had to learn, is doing something regardless of how I feel, and it's been good. I've definitely changed a lot in the past couple months, in the past year. I've been working to better myself and understand myself in different ways. Another lesson I've learned is that you shouldn't be afraid to actually go out in the world and say what you want, say what you mean. If you genuinely want to say something, say it. Now, obviously, people can twist, turn, and interpret that in whatever way they want, but for me, it just means being true to myself and true to what I believe. It's been nice. It's been really, really freeing to be able to express myself in and through my content. And this is one of those things that, although I'm not entirely this huge professional and I don't know every single little thing that's going on in the world, especially to do with my niche or my business, I'm still trying to move forward. I'm still trying to gain knowledge. I'm still trying to better myself every single day with the things that I know I need to. That's something that I've been doing. That's something I've been really pursuing, and I love that I get to do that. And payment or not, it's really about trying to help people. It would obviously be amazing if there was financial gain or money in it. It would definitely make it, I wouldn't say easier, and I wouldn't say more motivating, because I really feel like it wouldn't. I feel like it would make it would make me more focused. If money was in the picture, if money was something that obtained the amount of work and the amount of grit I was putting in, I think I'd have a completely different mindset to it, and maybe that's what I have to do. And just thinking about that on the fly makes me go, well, why don't I think of it like the amount of work I do is going to equivalent to the amount of money I'm going to make? Now, in saying that, of course, there's going to be the downsides of that, but even just taking that mentality into consideration and going, what are the chances, what are the possibilities of just doing that, of just saying that? What would it be like to implement it? And whether I implement it or not is something I'm going to find out. But the harder I've worked, the better I felt about myself. And whether that be physically, whether that be mentally, putting in my work, putting my head down and focusing on something that brings me joy, not so much joy, but it gives me a road to follow. It makes my day just a little bit easier. When I wake up every morning, my first goal, my first thought isn't, I'm gonna do this. A lot of it is, what am I gonna do now? What do I need to do now? And I've taken a lot of that guesswork away from the way I just start my mornings, and a lot of the way I start my mornings is simply just wake up. I've already had my clothes set up the prior night. I've cleaned the room, etc., clean dishes. I've set myself up to win the next day, right? And my first task, my first mission, if you will, is to go to the gym. If I wake up at 3 a.m., if I wake up at 5, if I wake up at 8 a.m., it doesn't matter. My first goal of the day, realistically, is to go straight to the gym. And something that I want to say I love more than anything else is not being on social media, not scrolling, not watching YouTube, being away from it all. I noticed not just today, but also I've noticed in previous moments, in previous past tense, that my thoughts somewhat disappear the more I'm engaged or the more I'm indulged in social media. That's something that I've had to fight with and try to eliminate. I know I say that, and obviously you're hearing this and everything, which makes it a little mismatchy. Well, why are you saying this on here then if that's the case? Well, again, it comes back to that being able to freely express myself. I love the fact that I get to do that. I love the fact that it's something I can even do. But I don't like being on those things. I don't like feeling like I'm wasting my time. And a lot of it comes down to I feel like I'm wasting my time, my life. I feel like I could be doing something else. I feel like I could be living a whole different life. The amount of hours, the hundreds, the thousands of hours I've not only put into YouTube, to Instagram, to TikTok, to fucking video games, the amount of hours I've put into those things, I know I could have changed my life. I know I could be a completely different person. I know I could have a completely different set of skills. But I chose the life that I chose. And regardless of whether I agree with what I've done or agree with what mistakes I've made, a lot of it has come down to being able to accept, okay, look, that's what I wanted to do at the time, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I got to have those experiences. If I never had those experiences, would I be in the same position? No, obviously not. But having those moments, having those thoughts, that clarity to know, okay, well, that's what it was like. I now know that although I had fun, although I had the time of my life playing video games or going around and hanging out with the people I love, now my mission is different, and that's okay. That's something that I've had to come to terms with, is people don't have to understand where you're coming from. And whether people do or don't, I don't care. I'm going to do this regardless. I believe in myself so much more than I think anyone can really grasp, which obviously has its positives but also has its negatives. And in saying that, I love that I'm so incredibly specific about the things that I enjoy. And I say that, and it can be interpreted however, right? My main goal when I came to wanting a better life, when I felt like I wasn't doing enough or being enough, it came from a lack of self-confidence, a lack of dignity, a lack of being proud of myself. And a lot of the things that were, I wouldn't say keeping me alive, but keeping me where I was and the person that I was shame and my guilt of just not feeling like I was doing anything, feeling like I was letting everyone down. And those people can say all they want, look, you have nothing to be ashamed of, you have nothing to be, we love you no matter what happens. I'm really, really grateful that I have that, but at the same time, I'm at this point now where this is something that I'm gonna make work, that I'm going to be pursuing in just my pure, honest focus. And I love the fact that even though I'm consistently and trying my best to be concise in everything I do and everything I say, I'm not perfect, and I will never be perfect, and I accept that. But that also doesn't mean that I'm just gonna give up just because I don't feel good, just because I'm feeling behind, just because I feel like sometimes it's not worth it. It doesn't mean that's the truth. Now, you can call me delusional. You can call me, you can say I'm lying to myself. You can hate me for all I care. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna be me. And if you're gonna put the energy into hating me, the only person who's gonna realize is you. Maybe your friends, maybe your family, if you tell them. But I'm me. I'm gonna not even focus on you. It's the last thing I'm worried about. I'm focused on my mission. I'm focused on moving forward. I'm focused on pursuing the things I want to pursue, and I'm grateful for you people who understand me, as well as the pure fire and the pure reasoning of growth. Now, this is essentially just going to be a raw video. I don't care right now about fancy editing. I don't care about trying to make my style. For me right now, this is just making a piece of content, putting it out in the world. If people enjoy it, if people enjoy me just talking, if people enjoy me just being me, that's all I could ever ask for. And I'm not gonna bullshit and lie and be, oh yeah, I'm this, I'm this, and this. There's no point in bullshitting you into thinking, look at me, look at me, look at me. No, I'm who I am. You can either deal with it or you can get behind me. That's all.